Hi, artists. So now we're on to the second part of our painting project, and that's the actual painting. I'm so excited for you. You can see that I already started painting, and that's because I wanted to get a little bit ahead of you guys so that you don't have to watch me paint my whole picture, and you guys will still have time to paint yours. So we have our 6 lines done with the permanent marker, and the reason why we use that permanent marker is now that we're painting, we can paint right over it and we don't have to worry about the marker and the water from the paint mixing and making it a blurry picture. Permanent marker doesn't mix with the paint and so it stays exactly how it should be. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take our paintbrush from our watercolor paint, and watercolor paint is called watercolor because you need water to get it to color. So when you have your paintbrush, you're actually going to hold it like you would hold your pencil, all right, or a crayon or a marker, and you're going to use it in a way almost like you're writing with it as well. And I'll show you a little tricks, some little tricks as we move along. I write with my left hand, so I have to paint with my left hand. If you write with your right hand, you should be painting with your right hand. All right, so before we can even get started, we need to make sure that we have some water on our brush. And when we do that, guys, we're going to need a cup of water. So make sure you have a grown-up or someone who can help you get a cup of water. And we're going to dip our paintbrush in it. Now, if we just leave the paintbrush, it's going to be super drippy. And then we're going to get puddles of water all over our paper. So what we want to do is we want to tap it gently on the side. Not do this because you'll get water flying everywhere, but tap it gently. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a color out, and so would you. And I'm going to swirl around in a color that I would like to use. So I'm going to swirl around in this red color. Now, one thing that when you're swirling, you're going to notice I'm not smashing my paintbrush down and twirling it around. This is what's called a bad hair day. And my poor paintbrush feels bad about it. And so we want to make sure that it stays nicely to a point. We take good care of our paintbrushes when we use them. So now that I've swirled enough in here and I have some red paint, I'm going to find a nice big spot where I can paint that red in. And if I go up like a rocket or down like the rain or even back and forth like a choo-choo train, I'm going to get all that space filled in. And I want to make sure that I don't leave any white on my paper. Now, when you are painting, you want to make sure that you're doing the same thing that you were doing when you were putting paint on your brush. And let's treat our paintbrush nicely and make sure that it's always at a point and not smashing it on the paper. Uh-oh, it looks like I'm running out of a little bit of paint because the color is getting lighter. So if I add a little bit of water to my brush, tap on it a little bit to get that water off of it that I don't need, I can swirl back around in that color and go right over the spot that was a little bit lighter. Now I don't want to waste this red paint, so if there's anywhere else I want to paint, I should do it now with that red paint. And I'm going to go right up here. That way I don't waste it, and I can get a new color in just a minute. Uh-oh, my paint is getting lighter. So I'm going to swirl around in some more red, and I'm going to make that a nice dark red again. Right, so now I'm going to go through, and now I need to change colors. And I can't just put my paintbrush with red on it back in the paint, or else I'll get all the colors mixed up. So I'm going to wash my brush off really well. This time I'm going to swirl it a little bit more in the water to make sure I get that color off. And then I'm going to tap it gently on the side. Now I'm going to choose a new color. I think I'm going to choose this blue right in the corner of our video here. So I'm going to swirl around in that to get a nice blue color. The more I swirl, the more color I get on my brush. If I don't want to have a lot of blue or I want it to be a light blue, I don't put as much paint on my brush. And now I'm going to find another spot. Oh, I love that bright blue color. I'm going up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train. If you find that your paintbrush starts making a noise like probably means you don't have enough water on your brush and you need to put more water on. Or if the paint isn't moving that well on your paper, you probably need more water. I'm going to wash that blue off because I'm ready to move on to another color. I think I'm going to go right up here to this pink. I'm going to swirl around just a little bit. I think I might want a light pink on this one. Find some open spots, and I'm going to paint that in next. Now notice I'm taking my time. We're kindergarten artists now. We're going to make sure that we aren't just scribble painting across our paper. We really want to color in every spot with our paintbrush. All right, I'm going to take that color off. I'm going to go to this nice green color. And this green color, I'm going to go, I think right here. I'm going to go up and down. I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to get in between some spots. And I want to get everything painted in. Right. Now, once you have everything painted in, what you're going to need to do is make sure that you put your paintbrush away, wash it off first so it doesn't have any leftover paint in it, and then put the lid back on your paintbrush and put your cup of water, pour that dirty water out in the sink, and then you're going to let your painting dry on the table you're working on. You don't want to hold it up and show somebody when it's still wet and has puddles. Because guess what? All that paint will drip off and you'll have a mess, and then your artwork won't look how you wanted it to look anymore. All right? But once it is dry, you cannot hold it up and show people, and then you could take a picture of it and put it on Seesaw for me so I can see how you were a painter today and the awesome job that you did. All right, wow, look at my painting. It is all painted in. I love it. I hope that you guys like your painting too. If I turn it to the side, you guys can see it a little bit better. I want to be careful so it doesn't drip. Have fun with this. I can't wait to see your paintings. Bye.